Welcome to the Shared Practices podcast. This is season 6 on growth and how you can grow your practice via multiple avenues. And this episode is exciting for me. First off, we have a guest on who has done what many people were afraid of this last year, which is doing a startup in the middle of COVID and having to ride what's already an emotional roller coaster of doing a dental startup, anyways, and then throw a global pandemic on top of that. Um, this is Dr. Richard Lamb. Richard, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Richard Lowe, Richard Lamb. We almost have the same name, 2 letters difference. Tell us about yourself. Where did you go to dental school?
I went to dental school in Houston, UT Houston.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when did you graduate?
I graduated 2016.
Okay. So I'm 2015 from Midwestern in Arizona. Where did you go after you graduated? Have you stayed in the Houston area the whole time?
Still stay in the same condo that I lived in, like right by the dental school.
Nice.
But yeah, it's pretty central, like where I live right now in the medical center.
Okay.
But after dental school, I worked at a couple of dental offices part-time, kind of like 30, 20 minutes away.
Okay.
Around Houston, yeah.
And when did you decide that you wanted to do a startup, and what was that moment for you of like, you know what, I kind of want to own a practice. I kind of want to do a startup. Like, who were your influences? How did you get to that point?
Yeah, I mean, I guess my dad is kind of like a business guy. He actually owned like a restaurant business. So I was kind of always on the back of my mind, like, yeah, I kind of want a dental office, I kind of want to have my own office. But I guess once I was working, started working as an associate, I was like, oh, it's not too bad. I mean, it's pretty chill. But after a while, I know you get kind of burnt out working as an associate. So I'm like, I went back into like, oh yeah, let's go ahead and let's find a spot, to open a dental office. And that's kind of what it was always in the back of my mind. So
cool. No, so you kind of knew that like that's where you wanted to go eventually, and it was just the moment was right. You had a few clinical years under your belt.
Yeah.
Did you do it completely on your own? Did you have any, did you like take any courses on startups or hire anyone? Or was it, you know what, I'm just going to do this and figure it out as I go?
Yeah, kind of this both. So I did take like breakaway course.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. That's really good course to take. Also a lot of Facebook, like this making of a startup.
Making of a dental startup. A little shout out to Ashley Hovez there.
Yeah. So yeah, all those stuff kind of helped me, with the startup. But yeah, I went into this dental office solo. So.
Okay. How long did it take you to find property in the Houston area? Like, when did you start? Like, what year was it that you were like, okay, you know what, I'm going to start the startup process? And how long did it take you until you were actually found a property, started to work on construction and all that kind of stuff?
I guess I would say probably 2 years into working as an associate, I started looking towards
like 2018.
Yeah, 2018 when I started looking. I did find like two other spaces.
Okay.
But it kind of fell through. But yeah, eventually I landed this spot, which is perfect. It's close to home and kind of like a growing area.
Yeah. It's on kind of the west side of Houston, correct?
Yeah, west side, like southwest, kind of.
Southwest. And how big is this space? How many square feet? I've actually been looking at properties recently, so like all of these numbers kind of mean a little bit more to me right now.
Yeah, it's about 2,200.
Okay.
More or less, yeah.
And did you do like a design build contractor where they do the architect and the contractor in-house, or did you find a architect and have them lay it out? Did you do a blocking diagram with design ergonomics? How did you lay out the space?
Yeah, so I went with design ergonomics for the blocking diagram, and after that, I went ahead and went with the local architect in Houston, Doan Associates. They do all sorts of designs, but yeah, I went with them for the floor plan.
Okay, cool. And did they plan out all like the finishes and everything? Because you have a beautiful office. You have a social media worthy office.
Yeah. So it's kind of like combination. I kind of help, kind of work with the architect. Kind of went through like Pinterest,
Okay.
to kind of make like a mood board to see like kind of stuff that I like, and he kind of helped kind of say like, oh, this goes well with this one and stuff. So it was a pretty long process for designing, probably like a month or more, like
Okay.
using materials and stuff. It's pretty a headache because first time ever designing a dental office. So
Yeah, I feel like the decision fatigue, the problem is that it's like you wanna be super involved because you care about it. This is your baby. You want it to look good. You want it to, like, embody everything you're trying to do. But, like, there's so many decisions around, colors, decorations, materials, flooring, walls, lighting. Um, do you feel like your architect was pretty good at, like, making a lot of those decisions and then bringing them to you? Or were they, like, asking for a ton of your input up front of, like, "What do you want, between this and this?" How hard was that process for you?
I think it was kind of like I kind of pictured what I wanted, and I'll
Mm,
kind of just tell him what I want, and he'll put down design, kind of like put the materials down, and he'll give me advice or like suggestions, like, "Oh yeah, I mean, you should do this, you should do that. I don't think it'll look good with this and stuff." So I think he played a good role in kind of get my design because he's kind of, I guess he likes the high end kind of thing
sure.
office, so that kind of helped a lot. But then I know I kind of want a budget also, so he kind of worked within my budget to get the look that I want.
Yeah, and I was surprised. I've talked with some both architects and contractors, and there's a wide range that you can spend per square foot on your dental office build out. Like, if someone is just, "I want the most plain dental office looking, no decorations, nothing fancy." I mean, people can get down to somewhere around 100, maybe 110 a square foot.
Mhm.
Um, but if you're wanting a nice looking office, it can add up pretty quickly.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
sure.
you're looking at about 2,200 square foot space. Um, do you remember what the kind of the range that it was gonna be between the architect and the contractor per square foot?
Think, man, I want to say probably for my design, I would say like 150.
Okay,
Yeah, I think just because a lot of change orders and stuff, I think it
sure.
might have been more, but I think
And that's really important for people to hear because sometimes people come in thinking like, "Oh, I'm just gonna cut corners and, uh, have the cheapest, plainest looking dental office possible." It seems like your vision for dentistry, I mean, I don't wanna put words in your mouth. What kind of dentistry did you see yourself doing in this office?
gets more of like high end, but not too high end, but affordable, I guess. High end.
Okay. Yeah, so it's refined dentistry. I love your logo. I love your name. Implants, cosmetics, family dentistry. You're in the AAID, you're in the AACD, right? The American Academy of Cosmetic Dentistry. Um, eh, I'm of the same opinion. Like I like nice stuff, and if I'm gonna build a dental office, like I want it to be the backdrop for social media, for patient experiences, for all these different things, and it's gonna cost a little bit more. And you almost like bake that into your marketing budget. It's like your future marketing budget of the feel and experience that patients have when they come in and when they see you online before they're coming in. So, okay, cool. So 2018, you found this space, you've done the blocking diagram, you found an architect. Did you work with a contractor that was local or dental specific or nationwide? How did you do that?
Yeah, I guess I was just looking on mostly, I guess, my equipment specialist. I went with Benco, and he
Okay,
gave me a list of contractors that he kind of recommended. And
nice.
so I just contacted, I think, three contractors, and I went with his custom practices.
Okay.
Pretty local. They're pretty local to Houston area. Do a lot.
Are they dental exclusive or just have done enough dental that you
I
felt really
think
good about?
they do a lot of dental, but they also
Okay.
do other stuff also.
And in dentistry, we wanna think we're like this shiny unicorn that we have to hire dental specific people all the time. It's like a dental office and a medical office and a veterinary office. Like, at the end of the day, like there's a lot of commonalities, and a good contractor who has done enough dental offices is gonna do a great job. So When did you break ground and start building?
Let's see. So I just started designing in October 2019.
Okay,
And then I think we started breaking ground construction like in November, around
got it.
November. Yeah.
And grand opening. So, what was the projected? Did you have to push back your opening at all due to change orders, construction, permitting, all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I think it was pushed back like 2 3 weeks, 3 weeks,
Okay,
I would say.
not bad. Not like months or anything like
Yeah,
that, but still.
and it was all happening, during like those COVID talks and stuff. And I was like, maybe it's okay to maybe push back a little bit.
Yeah. So I have with me today Dr. Matthew Standrich. We're talking about 3D printing and specifically about the Sprint Ray printer. Why did you choose Sprint Ray and why has it worked out really well for you?
One of the things I really looked for when choosing a printer was a variety of different resins. I didn't want to be locked into one brand and one style of resin. I wanted something that was a little bit more open source to where if something new came out, there was new developments. I looked for a company that was kind of continually evolving
Hmm.
their products and bringing on new resins, even if it's a third party resin, they still work with other companies and bringing them into the fold and everything. And the fact that they just build great machines. But really it was the flexibility and the resin profiles and stuff that really kind of drew me to them in the first place.
Okay, so one last question for you. Who is the right purchaser of a Sprint Ray? How do you know if this is going to be worth it for me?
It really comes down to for the dentist that it's wanting to provide a variety of advanced services.
Hmm.
The fact that you can use it for ortho, I use it for my dentures, I use it for my night guards, I use it for my study models, for my digital wax ups. There's just so much that you can do with it that if you're one of those offices that wants to be kind of a super GP of sorts or just provide a lot of different services in your practice, then a 3D printer is just a no brainer at that point.
Awesome. Thank you, Dr. Matthew Standrich.
My pleasure.
If you're one of those dentists like Dr. Matthew Standrich that wants to offer a variety of advanced services in your office via 3D printing, go to sprintray.com/SP to get 2 free bottles of resin bundled into your Sprint Ray printer. That's a huge value offered exclusively for the Shared Practices listeners. Go to sprintray.com/SP. Tell us about that. What had you done? So we'll put COVID on a pause here because I want to hear like right up until, COVID opening and shutdown at the same time for you. What had you done marketing before opening your doors in anticipation of opening your doors?
It's funny. I actually did not do any marketing at all before opening. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No.
And in your case, I think that's like perfect because if you'd done a ton of marketing, you wouldn't be able to see those patients because COVID shut you down. So when did your doors actually open? And then when did COVID hit?
We opened in March, like mid-March.
Okay.
We're open for like probably 2 weeks, and then the shutdown happened.
Ugh,
Yeah.
that's brutal.
Yeah.
So, usually landlords are willing to work with people. That's one of your big expenses. You've got the cost of the build out. You probably didn't have a big team at this point, but you probably still had a few team members. How did you survive, like hunker down for COVID for your office?
So pretty lucky with the landlord, pretty lenient, gave me pretty good amount of, free rent.
Nice.
It kind of helped a lot. But I guess there was like the unemployment that kind of helped a lot too, while we were out for that whole month. But
Okay. So doors back open. When officially did you open back up?
I think it was like beginning of May. That's when we first opened back up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So at some point here, and this is now coming full circle why we've connected in the first place. You got on TikTok as a dentist. So I want to hear the story. Did this come from you? Did this come from your team members? Like,
Oh yeah.
how did this idea start? And I want to hear the story. I want to hear the whole thing.
So I guess I've always had TikTok on my mind.
Okay.
I just never downloaded it because all the conspiracy about China kind of like
Sure.
spying on us and stuff. So I never downloaded it. Um, but then during quarantine, I was just at home. I was started playing video games on my computer, and then I just downloaded TikTok. I was bored. I started looking through it. I was like, oh man, there's some pretty cool content. I was following some doctors on there that are doing some content, and I came up with some ideas. And so when we opened back up in May, I was telling I only had like 2 employees then.
Yeah.
Hey, are you guys down to make a TikTok? And I give them the idea. It was the one where it's like the siren beat goes like da, 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 da. And that's where we change kind of clothes.
Yeah.
It was like from just scrubs, and then we put on these PPEs, and
Right.
every beat we change and
Add another layer of PPE. You just like keep layering it on because of COVID.
Yeah. So and then but I didn't post it on my TikTok. I posted on one of my front desk TikTok because she had quite a bit of followers. Then she had like I would say like 200 followers at that time.
Which felt like to you at that moment felt like a lot of followers.
Better to post on her than mine where I had 0 followers. But yeah, and then after that, I posted on Instagram. It was kind of a hit. Not as much followers then, but people liked it. They thought it was funny and stuff. And then back to my front desk, she started, I guess, we started seeing patients during May. I guess it was pretty good amount of patients coming in during May because it was the shutdown. People had time; they can go to the office. And then my front desk started just recording me on TikTok, just funny stuff, and then posting on her TikTok. And then she started getting more followers on her TikTok. I think in a span of like a month, she got like 7,000 followers.
Holy cow!
Yeah, and then all her followers are like, "Oh, who's your doctor? Like, and does he have a TikTok and stuff?" And they're all telling me like, "Oh, make a TikTok, make a TikTok." And I finally made one, and then most of her followers started following me, and then I just started posting more of mine, and it just followers popped up. Yeah, a lot more followers.
So let's. I forgot to look before the phone call. How many are you at right now?
Yeah. On TikTok, it's like 40 something.
40,000.
Yeah, 42.
This is incredible. So I am late to the TikTok game. I wrote off TikTok as like because it used to be Musical.ly. It used to just be like kids dancing to music, and I thought, oh, I'm not interested in that. Well, about 2 months ago, I finally downloaded it, and I was like, holy cow! There's whole subworlds of there's dental TikTok, and there's like entrepreneur TikTok, and like artists and stickers, and like all these random things that end up on there. And but on top of that, just like amazing, authentic human experiences. Like I just feel like the emotion level on TikTok is always very high. It's either hilarious or like it really hits deep, or it's like super, talented, skilled people, or they're working super. So I'm like all in now, and I see a ton of potential here. But I want to hear how this has affected your practice and how you've either incorporated this with other marketing you've done, or if you've even had to do other marketing now that you've got a following on TikTok and Instagram. And I know that a lot of these followers probably aren't local. So there's some percentage of your followers who can't come to you as a dental patient. So how has this worked for you as a marketing tool, if at all?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's crazy how TikTok worked because once I started posting on there, it's like it kind of knows my location or something like that. And then,
Okay.
so I guess in the beginning, a lot of patients were coming from TikTok. And then once I started posting more on Instagram, um, a lot of people are coming from Instagram also. So it's kind of getting both patients from both platform.
Okay.
I would say I'm getting quite a bit of patients from social media now. I didn't do any marketing in the beginning. I did do mailers
Okay.
for like the month of November.
Okay.
That's pretty much it. But most of the patients are coming from Instagram and TikTok.
That's incredible. So do you know any of your like new patient numbers for any of those months? Like where things have gone from to now or any specific numbers?
I would say I think this month and last month was I don't have the numbers, but I just know I don't keep track of it, but my front desk will get a phone call and then we'll ask them, oh, how'd you hear about us? It's either TikTok or Instagram.
Well, do you know total numbers of new patients for your practice? Like not
Oh,
specific from either of those. And if not, that's totally fine. You don't have to
yeah, I
quote me
don't
on
know.
it or anything like that. That's totally fine. Well, the thing that I think is amazing is that social media is an engine where you kind of have to put input into it for a long time, and maybe you're not seeing the results initially, and then it starts to generate patience and a reputation, and then it's like its own thing. Like you're not having to put all of this effort into it, and you're getting a lot out of it. Um, and you're not. I mean, are you officially advertising on either platform, or you're just on there as a user and as a creator of content?
Yeah, I'm just as a content creator. Yeah.
That that's awesome. So and you're repurposing. So I've been on your Instagram and your TikTok. You take your TikTok videos and then you repost them to Instagram, and it seems like that's playing pretty well as well on Instagram.
Yeah. Instagram just came out with the new thing, the Reels, Instagram
Reels.
Reels. Yeah, and that really popped it off. Like it's, I guess it's showing more people on Instagram, the Reels. So
Yeah, it seems like Instagram is trying to be like adopt TikTok-like features.
yeah,
Um, and Reels is like their attempt at doing that. The only thing that's annoying is that the Reels are 30 seconds, right?
yeah, that's the max,
Where
30 seconds.
Whereas TikTok goes up to 59 seconds.
Yeah,
So how have you balanced that? Do you just have to like make more cuts or cut it off at a certain point, or do you just had short videos in the first
yeah,
place?
just it's mostly just short videos. Yeah, the only one that I had that was like 59 seconds was like a prank that I did on the on my girls. But yeah, that was the only long video. All the other videos are usually about 15 seconds.
Okay. Okay, cool. So I mean it all translates over to Instagram and the Reels anyways.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. How often do you have any advice for dentists trying to like you're doing like the TikTok thing, which is like you guys do dances, like you guys do pranks, you do, kind of like funny sketch stuff. Um, how do you come up with ideas and how much of this is coming from you versus team members versus a collaborative effort? How do you kind of bake this into your office so that it's something that's consistent?
Yeah, I mean, TikTok takes a lot of time, and
That
just like I know during quarantine, I was just scrolling down, waste like taking like almost 2 hours, 3 hours just scrolling. But at the same time, when I'm scrolling, I'm kind of thinking of ideas like, oh, how can I make this as dental related or something like that? And so, yeah, I'm always trying to think about the next trend and then trying to add some of the dental stuff into it. But yeah,
I think it takes like TikTok is a platform where a dentist who, if they wanted to use this to grow their practice, but didn't want to like be hands-on and be involved, I don't think it would work.
yeah,
Unless you had some rock star team member who was all about it and was gonna like do it all and come up with it all. But it's kind of its own platform with its own like language and trends and styles and the way that you do things. And so if you're not a consumer of that, if you don't enjoy it, then it's not gonna be sustainable, and it's not gonna be authentic, it's not gonna play as well, it's gonna feel weird, it's gonna feel fake. So the fact that I think a number one indicator if someone is interested in kind of doing this in their dental office is, do you actually enjoy TikTok? Because if you don't as a dentist, this is not gonna be sustainable, even though, it's an incredibly powerful platform that pushes out content
hmm
to a much wider audience than the audience that already follows you. And I think that's kind of the key is that like Facebook and Instagram traditionally, unless you're paying for ads, your stuff's going to be shown to the people who you follow and they follow you, right?
yeah, yeah.
Whereas, go ahead.
I think you got to be consistent with TikTok.
Okay.
Like, yeah, you want to keep posting. Probably like I started, posting like almost every day.
Mm,
Just get some content out there. You want to get that because I think what happens with TikTok if you stop posting, it kind of just starts all over, and you try to keep posting to get that momentum back.
totally. And you never know what's gonna land well. Like that's the other thing with TikTok is that I've noticed with a lot of creators is they'll put out stuff for a while and like maybe it gets a little bit of traction, maybe it does well, and then all of a sudden something they do like lands well with TikTok or with the audience or with the algorithm, and it kind of blows up.
Mhm.
And you couldn't predict that ahead of time. It's not like you can engineer it
Yeah.
where you're like, oh, I'm just gonna create this perfect viral video. But if you stick with it and are authentic and having fun, eventually something's gonna pop off, something's gonna go viral, something's really gonna get traction. Is that been the experience for you?
Yeah, I mean I guess it's kind of helped to have like the audience already from
Yeah,
my front desk, but yeah, just sometimes you just get lucky with the viral video.
totally. Well, and you have to keep showing up. Like you have to be there and put out good content, and then eventually you get lucky and something blows up.
Yeah,
Have you used any like special equipment, or is it pretty much like phone app, a stand, and maybe like a light?
yeah, it's an iPhone 11
Okay,
tripod.
and that's it.
Pretty much it. Yeah.
That's awesome. What about were you worried at all about like either pushback from patients or other dentists or like people being like, oh, why are you on TikTok type thing? Have you had any of that? Was that something you've ever been worried about or not really at all?
Not really. No. I mean, I think a lot of the patients like it. They're like, oh wow, they're like, this dentist is pretty cool. I mean, it's not up
Stuffy.
tight and stuff. Yeah.
I thought it was funny. There was a post that you had posted of you going to a like actual doctor's appointment for you, right? And the front desk receptionist was checking you in. Tell us the story.
Yeah. I mean, I just going up for my, annual checkup and, checking in the time. And then, I guess the front desk was like, oh, you're that dentist, right? On TikTok. But yeah,
Was that a weird moment for you to like have like recognition outside of the office by someone random, or has that happened before?
it kind of happens like there's a Walmart right in front of my dental office. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
going there buy some groceries. Like, oh, you're a dentist right across the street. I was like, oh yeah, yeah. You're gonna make
Yeah.
an appointment? Yeah, she came, brought her daughter in and stuff. Yeah, it's cool.
That's that's so awesome. I just think the power of video for um conveying like authentic, like this is who we are, this is what we're about, and you can trust us because we're real people. Look at us,
Yeah,
having fun online is amazing. But I mean, it takes a lot of time and effort. So how long on an average video, it's funny how a video can be 15 seconds between thinking of it, filming it, editing it, refilming. How long do you think an average video takes you to create?
in the beginning, when we were new, like it took us probably 30, 45 minutes, maybe an hour. Especially
Right.
for the dances. Um, but yeah, during that week, like May, we were pretty slow. They gave us time to just do those dances. But yeah, that's average probably 30, 40 minutes. Yeah. But now it's we're a lot quicker. So
Okay.
I'd say probably 15, 20 minutes maybe.
So it's almost like you're fluent in it and it just
Yeah. It's pretty much the same, dance moves all the time, for TikTok. It's the same moves. Once you get it down, it's pretty simple.
and I am one. I plan to be active on TikTok with the dental practice here in the future, but straight up do not dance. Like I have zero moves.
No,
So
that's same here. I didn't dance at all.
did you not?
No, never danced.
What?
Yeah, but I did take like 10 years of martial arts.
Okay,
I guess it kind of helped.
you have some coordination to you.
Yeah,
That's interesting. So this was like, you were just kind of learning the dance moves on TikTok as you went. It's not like you
yeah,
came to any sort of competence in that at all.
yeah.
Okay. My plan as of now is to not dance on TikTok and see if we can still be interesting.
I mean, there's a lot of other ideas that dentists can use. I mean, there's a lot of dentists that do like more informative, education types. I did some of those, but it took a lot of time, trying to think of education stuff and putting the text into the video.
Right.
It takes a lot of time.
Well, there's an oral surgeon in, he might be in Texas as well, that has almost like an office, like mockumentary type feel to their TikTok account. So I feel like it's Dr. Graves is the name.
Yeah, I think I've seen some of theirs. Yeah.
Yeah, they have like a guy who follows them around and like films stuff that's going on in the office. And I'm sure they, invent little scenarios and stuff like that. But it feels like you're watching like a little sliver of Parks and Rec or The
Yeah.
Office.
I guess that's how we started. I guess that's how my friend Des, when she was recording, it's kind of like that. Just us fooling around the office and stuff. It wasn't really any like thought of content or anything like that. It was just recording.
Just kind of real moments, and that's what got her the traction initially.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, I want to work in this office.
Has that been part of your interview experience with new potential employees? Are you still at 2 people, or have you hired more team members since then?
Yeah, we're actually at 3 now, and then we're actually looking to hire another one now. So
part of that is like, okay, let's see your TikTok account. Let's see.
No TikTok experience required, but
No TikTok experience required.
Yeah, we can always teach TikTok
on the job learning.
Yeah.
You hire for personality, and then you can
yeah, their personality is the top.
That's awesome. Well, a lot of people worry when they do a startup, and part of our show, one of our hypothesis on the show is that practice ownership can be a vehicle for paying down student loans and for greater financial success and opportunity than long-term associateships. Have you hit that break-even moment yet with your practice yet, where it's like you're having solid months where you're like, okay, we're doing okay, or are you still kind of in that early grind of it will be profitable someday?
I think we are. I think you hit the break point or break even point. I think it's been growing pretty fast now, especially during the end of the year. So it's seeing a lot of growth, a lot of new patients, especially from social media. I would say like 60% from social media, TikTok.
Okay.
So yeah, it's been pretty good. Can't complain.
If you had to give advice to yourself a year ago, or to someone who's looking at doing a startup, maybe they're about to take breakaway, is there anything that you would have done differently, or anything that you would tell them, or anything you're really glad you did with relation to your startup and how you've done everything?
Yes, the most important thing is who you hire, the team around you. It makes going to work a lot easier, more enjoyable. But yeah, I guess I went through a lot of interviews. Interviewed front desk and dental assistant, and it's kind of got lucky getting the right people on the team.
And I think that, in all honesty, for me, along with the financial side, so there's financial benefits of ownership, but having control over the team and the culture and what your practice is about, in my mind, is often just as rewarding, if not more so, than anything else in regards to practice ownership. So it sounds like that's been the case for you as well.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, cool. Well, any last advice for dentists who are trying to grow their practices, who are, did a startup in the last year or two, and maybe they're struggling or looking for ways to grow? Anything you tell them at this time?
I mean, just don't be afraid. Just go ahead and just try it out. If it doesn't work, there's always other opportunities. So it's not one formula that works for everybody. So just try them.
Totally.
Yeah, don't be afraid.
I love it. No, and I love that you've shared your story, and I just knew I saw you on TikTok. You showed up on my For You page, and I was like, okay, I gotta get Richard on. We got to talk about how you did this, and it really was just a trial and error and experimenting and putting yourself out there, and it worked. So Well, congratulations and thank you for coming on the show. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Cool. This is a lot of fun, and we'll make sure we'll cut out some clips, and you can share this to Instagram and things like that. But once we release the episode, probably next month. But thank you again, and we appreciate you coming on the show.
All right. Thanks, Richie.
Take care.